2026 part of Helldrivers. We're about to go racing. Under Castle Corner they go. Full leveled up, clock of the course has got the motorsport SA flag and sends them on their way as they race down Geordie towards turn 1.
And here we start the new season, and just like that 5 cars out the field, and it's young Janu Groenewald that leads ahead of CHD. Just then, the third spot sitting for young Dominic Grussen behind Colin Boy's right on his tail already. CHD going very wide, and he's a hard hit in it between CHD and Colin Boy's. They'll bring the yellow flag out straight away. That was quite bad.
Got a bit of a knock with Connor Boys. Hope that car's fine because we need that car a bit later on for the Stockrods. Taken by the Westhuizen, just jumped on the brake pedal and the full course yellow flag is out, so they're going to have to slow it right down. And let's hope that 77 car is okay. It looks alright, working its way out of Castrol, but of course the yellow flag is out and we are under full caution yellow.
Yeah, we'll just find that CHD will just bring that car off the circuit. Connor Boys does exactly that. It looked like it went a little bit wide, and it was something snapped and it cut back across the track. So hopefully there wasn't something mechanical that went wrong there. That would be very, very unfortunate for the young lady. But we want to lines back up on the grid. And we'll just wait and see. They'll have to get that CHD car out of the way. Connor Boys hops out of the car on the 77. I'm sure rather defeated, to say the least. What he could have done was he could have just put on the brakes so that the race could have been finished and he could have just come across the line. Because if that is the case, that will result in a DNF.
It did not finish yet, but that's just us speculating. That's for the ladies to sort out on our right hand side.
Out of the pits they come, we have the Jnr Stockrods once again. They're going to come out for their second race. I'll say the second race, but the continuation of the first race rather.
Okay, so CHD, there she comes out of the gate. So all of them, yeah, they're all here. CHD's here. Janu is in as well, so is Dominic Grussen, Tatum van der Westhuizen, and of course Connor Boys that took that knock. And Connor is out there. He'll be happy to be back out there again because remember that he has to campaign that car in the Stockrods as well, together with the likes of Tatum van der Westhuizen and Dominic Grussen as well.
Yep. Just a couple points turn to get that car back into position for the young lady racer CHD. And then we'll be back to racing for the Jnr Stocks combined. I say combined, that being with some of the racers. They also race Connor Boys in the middle, just staying a little further back. Obviously there wasn't enough damage on either car, that being Connor Boys or the Roosters car, to keep them out of the race. Then Connor Boys will go around the outside of the other two just to get back into the third spot. And then we'll be back under racing in just a moment.
Oh, thank goodness for that. It looked like the bill was standing toe out, but clearly it wasn't as bad as what we initially anticipated. As the MSA flag goes down, and away we go, down into turn number 1. That's Dominic Grussen that gets a run there on Janu Groenewald, right on his outside. We've got Connor Boys. Boys sits there in third position as he lets the 165 go through on his inside. He'll hunt him down and the exit off Castle Corner. Right behind them is CHD, being chased there by Tatum van der Westhuizen.
Yeah, but now the front end closes up between the three young men. It is Grussen just ahead of Groenewald, and then Boys in that third spot, just trying to make up for the lost time. And by lost time, I mean in that first heat. After that unfortunate tap on the tail end of that 77 company, right on the case of John Groenewald. And Tatum van der Westhuizen is trying to just catch up to the tail, and Connor Boys drive straight off. So Connor Boys will be out of this race. He drives straight towards Mark Vermeer. Now that leaves Dominic Grussen and Janu Groenewald at the front end of the field, battling it out for the first spot overall.
Out of Castle Corner they come, racing down towards us, another. It is Dominic Grussen sitting out there in P1, and he has got Janu Groenewald right on his heels as they work their way down the backstraight, or the Jabez straight as well as it's known, into Castle Corner, and Janu is right on the case of Dominic as they work their way out of Castle with the Castle Rust being hassled there by Tatum van der Westhuizen.
Yep, and they actually will continue in just a moment. Tatum just needs to counter by getting a couple more lengths between herself and Castle Rust, but she's not that far off. If you look back to the front, and Dominic Wissett is being hounded by Janu Groenewald. It's around the outside of just trying to make that position, stick through pit exit corner. The track is slightly dirty after some fluids were put on the track, but luckily our WPMC marshals cleared that out. And around the outside he'll go once again, trying through Castle Corner.
Heading down towards us again, and it's a one-on-one fight there. And Dominic Wissett got his eye on that rearview mirror, and he'll know that 165 goal for Groenewald is not too far behind him. He'll just keep him honest and say, well, I'm here. If you want to come and have a go, come have a go. I'm not going to hold you back or anything like that. As the white flag comes out for Wissett, as he starts his final lap, followed there by Groenewald, Roos, and van der Westhuizen.
Yeah, Janu Groenewald was keeping him on his toes as they come to the final corner before the checkered flag. Tatum van der Westhuizen, in fact, is keeping Castle Rust on his toes coming to the final lap. Off the lap, left, go across the line, Dominic Wissett ahead of Janu Groenewald with the two-lady races coming to the checkered.
Castle Rust comes down to the line, and right in there behind her is the 103 of Tatum van der Westhuizen. Well, here we go with the junior stocks. Here we go with the junior stocks. The flag goes down, and away we go. Well, we need to market and promote this class. We've only got 2 of them out in the class, and hopefully as the year goes on and as Cape Helldrivers goes into a rebuilding phase, we will get more of the junior stocks coming to join this class and take it to the next level.
Absolutely, the juniors are the future. So for those, I mean, you can see them. It isn't the most expensive motorsport as well, which is something that a lot of people don't understand. In most actual fact, I mean, you're basically just stripping a car and getting it ready to race, and then it's all the necessaries of licenses and memberships and whatever that don't come to much of a cost. So if you do want to get your kid into racing, this is one of the better places to start.
Yep.
Because if I can say anything, you know from your karting days of commentary, that karting is one of the more expensive ventures to go into.
Yeah, no, that is pretty expensive. That, as a matter of fact, they are actually having an event on the opposite side of the circuit right now as we talk. But I think they may be close to done, as a matter of fact. But either way, it is Castle Rust that sits out there ahead of Janu Groenewald in this class. Coming down to Castle just a little bit out of sight, so to speak, as she worked her way out of Castle Corner. And Janu had to back off out of that one because he wasn't quite sure is she going to rejoin right in front of him or what, and cause an issue. So he just lifted off slightly there coming out of Castle.
Yeah, but it's still nose to tail now as they come to start of the lap. And that is the last lap, in fact, before they release out the white flag. With 1 lap left to go, Janu Groenewald is just going to try and leave it till the last moment. He might just make a move on the last corner. As he does, he tries to go around the outside, Frankie.
Well, he's going to have to try and make a move now or never, because I don't quite know, this young lady's won a race before, but she's very, very loose in the corners as she comes home in P1, and Groenewald finishes in that second position. Can you please move your vehicle, thank you. Right, folks, remember there's no V8 sprints now. They come out for their second heat when it is CHD's third heat. Then we will see the sprints, and then we'll see them in the final. And I just heard via the radio here that Isak Spies will not be out with the 3-0 car. He will be out with the 24 car, the spare car. that he brought with when they do come out again. So we will not see Isak in the 30, we'll see him out there in the 24. But I'm sure lots of work have been done there by the other guys to try and get their cars in shape for the rest of the event.
Yep, they do have quite a bit of time. However, these races do go fairly quickly. So hopefully they've got enough time to get as many cars back on track as possible as the MSA plan went once again. Then into pit exit corner they go. And Jan Groenewald now ahead of Casnay Roos to the start of this race. Their heat number 3 is underway. A couple more laps left to go before either one of these youngsters sees the checkered flag.
Right, so it's all about Groenewald and Casnay Roos that's there in that second position. And this is what Janu needed. He needed to get his nose ahead of Roos and stay up front, because remember that car of Casnay was very loose in the corners. I'm having a look now and it's a lot better. So she's driving it a lot better through the corners, especially Castrol. And I'm sure they got the front end of that car sorted out because it's handling a lot better and she's driving it a lot more smoother through the corner as well as what she did. Now you see there, I think that's just the driver that's correcting and over-correcting the car in the corner, but it'll come with time. She's a rookie and she'll get it right eventually.
Yep, I've also had it in Rallycross before. I mean, she is still fairly new to Cape Helldrivers, and what I find, even riding a bike, for me, is you get a bit of a neck grip. I know, for me when I do rally, I get a little bit too anxious in the car. You sort of got to loosen up and let the car turn for itself.
You're going to drive with soft hands, as they call it, soft hands.
Baby hands. They come around once again. She's still on the case of Jan Groenewald, however, as they come across the checkered flag, and it will be Groenewald from Roos for first and second in heat number 3.
All right, folks, can we please take your seats? We are Can you please take your seat, folks? We are ready to start the finals, and it is the 2 junior stocks that are out on the circuit, Casnay Roos and the 165 of Jan Groenewald. And as I said, a lot of people might say, yeah, but we don't have a lot of cars at CHD. We don't, yes, but we are in a rebuilding phase because everything at Cape Helldrivers starts new. It's an old club, 58 years old, but we're starting afresh. That's a better word than saying anew. We're starting afresh, and we're going to start somewhere. Right, the flag goes down, and away we go. And it's Jan Groenewald that sits out there in P1. Casnay Roos is there in that second position. And let's have a look at Casnay as JT joins me back here in the commentary box. Now she's still battling through the corners with that 207 and 207 Golf of hers as the two of them work their way down the back straight.
Well, Frankie, every session, every heat, there's a bit of time to practice, a little bit of time to learn. And you can see already, she runs a little bit wide, but that also is a line sometimes. Running a little bit deep with some speed, go a little bit wider, lose some speed, and then use all of that out of the corner just to try and catch up to the next corner. Maybe have a faster run. So she does, just like that. She closes that gap, but runs ever so slightly wide and loses again on this straight across the top one. But she is definitely staying on young Jan Groenewald's tail.
Well, she's a lot closer, as you said, to what she was. It does open up maybe 2.5 car lengths on her as they work their way down at the back straight towards turn 2, towards Castrol, as they head out of Castrol corner, heading back down into 1. She's a little bit ragged on the edge, but as I said, she's learning, and it's a long road forward. She's got the talent. She definitely has the talent to run up there. But as I said, changing lanes all over the place in the corner. If you're going deep, then just stay there, that's all. But it's all part of the learning curve, and she will get there. She's proven that she can do it. It's now just a matter of time.
But even for some of the people as Leno Groenewald coming across the line to take